I'm trying to film. What? You want to be in the video as well? Hey? Storm. What are you doing? Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be giving you some book recommendations, but specifically for the holiday. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you the recommendation and then I'm going to be reading the synopsis. So that is the way I'm going to be doing this video, just so that you know and just so that you can get the proper synopsis of what it's about, because some of these I also haven't read myself, but I have heard others say that it is a really good book. Okay, so the first recommendation is Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson and Lauren Miracle. Is that how you say it? Sorry if I said that wrong. So the synopsis is: a Christmas Eve snowstorm transforms one small town into a romantic haven, the kind you see only in movies. Well, kinda. After all, a cold and wet hike from a stranded train through the middle of nowhere would not normally end with a delicious kiss from a charming stranger, and no one would think that a trip to the Waffle House through 4 feet of snow would lead to love with an old friend, or that the way back to true love begins with a painfully early morning shift at Starbucks. Thanks to 3 of today's best-selling 3 authors, John Green, Maureen Johnson and Lauren Miracle, the magic of holidays shine on these hilarious and charming interconnection tales of love, romance and breathtaking kisses. So yeah, that just seems so good and so wintry, if that makes sense. It's just so magical, and it's just, it sounds like such a nice cozy read. The next recommendation is A Christmas Date by Camilla Isley. This is actually the 3rd book in the Fast Comes Love series. So the synopsis is: even little Miss Grinch, Nikki, a successful and independent woman, must face her bachelorette status at the most horrible time of this year. December is her personal version of Holly Jolly Hell, a merry torture made of couples kissing at every corner, forced vacation days, and an inescapable family reunion. And when her baby sister announces she's engaged to Paul, the man Nikki is secretly in love with, and that he's spending the holidays with them, Christmas starts looking bluer than ever. Nikki can't possibly survive an entire week trapped home as the family's spinster, but she has no time to meet men or to try the newest dating app. She's too busy working as a video producer for an advertising agency. So what's a girl to do? Nikki has the perfect solution: to hire a fake boyfriend. Luckily, her job gives her access to an endless catalogue of gorgeous actors to choose from, but Nikki will soon discover that keeping businesses and pleasure from mixing isn't so easy, and that she might not be immune to a little mistletoe magic, especially not when she picked out the perfect man as her Christmas date. A fun, festive, romantic comedy with lots of bad behaviour and Christmas spirit, like a creamy hot chocolate with marshmallows. You won't want to put this delicious, hilarious novel down. Perfect for fans of Sophie Kinsella, Sally Thorne and Joe Watson. So, like it just said, it's a perfect read to have with a hot chocolate, and also imagine it with a forum as well, like a Christmassy forum. It just sounds like the perfect Christmassy vibe. The next recommendation is The Grinch Makes Good by Alison Kent, and the synopsis is: Brooke Bailey might be 31 years old, but she still believes in Santa Claus, and since she won't be going home for her favourite holiday this year, she's determined to include the residents of her small apartment house in her celebration, even those who aren't fans of the jolly red-suited guy or reindeer games. For Dr. Duncan Cox, Christmas is nothing but a comical disaster filled with disappointment and bad decisions. He sees both in Mercy Hospital's ER more than ever as the big day draws near. On top of that, this year he finds himself tasked with secretly filling Brooke's stockings with 12 gifts to help out a friend. And Dr. Grinch's gift give Miss Merry Christmas the very thing her celebration is missing, and can seeing Brooke's joy at receiving the enormous gifts thaw Duncan's cold heart. So this is a nice, quick, novella type thing. Well, it's not really a novella. It's 224 pages. So if you are looking for something fun and something nice and quick, I would obviously recommend this one. The next one is Holiday Fling by Nicole R. Locker, and the synopsis is: Millicent Monroe has her entire career riding on the 2 weeks of public events her PR firm is in charge of managing for Bryn Wren, the spoiling heinous of a major software company whose memoir has just hit shelves right before the Christmas holidays. Her friend Ria, aka Goldie, is recently dumped and along for the ride, and Millie is determined to get her friend's mind off the past by setting her up with a hunky doctor they meet in a coffee shop their first day there. Goldie makes her a deal. I will if you will, after Millie runs into a super sturdy Irish investor with a charm and looks to spare. Too bad Millie's been pining away for an old friend back home who doesn't give her the time of day. But Seamus Gallagher sets his sights on the charismatic Millie, pursuing her relentlessly even after she discovers the gorgeous as hell man in the one who's got it out for Bryn and may cost Millie the only shot she has at her biggest dream of making senior partner. The next one is A Very Merry Hockey Holiday by Tony Alea. This is actually the 8th book in the Nashville Assassins series. So this is the synopsis. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, with 8 stories featuring you most beloved characters and their families. It's time to get comfy with a cup of hot cocoa and take a sneak peek at the Holidays Assassins style. So that is for all of the 8 books. So I'm guessing this is like the last series. Join Lucas and Fallon along with Tate and Audrey as they await life-changing gifts. Eric and Piper and Philip and Reese, who have decisions to make that could lead to exciting developments ahead in their lives. And Claire as she makes a Christmas wish and choices for her future. Spend Christmas morning with the Odler family and see what the new year has in store for Carson and Lacey as well as Casey King. The King family faces insignificant changes and revolutions that will leave readers ultimately cheering and maybe a little heavy-hearted, all wrapped up in one big bite. So this is also this is a novella. This is 89 pages, and I'm gonna guess all of them are actually novellas. Oh no! So the last one is a novella, but I'm pretty sure you have to read the whole series first before you read the one that I just basically recommended to you. But that one is like the Christmassy one, and that's why I'm recommending it. But I suggest you read the whole series first. The next book is Home for Christmas by Courtney Cole, and this is the description. Piper doesn't know which way is up or down. Her last remaining family died 2 weeks before Christmas, leaving Piper to re-evaluate her life. Did she really want to stay chained to the family business just to hang on to this old house? She didn't care that her great-grandpa has built it with his own hands. How could she make huge life decisions if she's never even been outside of Alaska? She needs to leave the snowy wilderness that's her backyard and see the world, and since her gran left her a battered old compass, Piper takes this as a secret message from her beloved grandmother to follow her heart. But before she is even a foot outside the door, Piper finds herself caught in a blizzard and wakes up in 1945 in the original home that her ancestors have built, a time when her gran was just a girl Piper's age. When she had gotten over the shock, Piper has the joy of getting to know her grandmother in a whole new way, a way that sheds light on everything Piper had come to know and not know about her own past. Over the course of one magical holiday season, Piper must go on a journey through the time to learn the meaning of real love, home, and how a family legacy can connect one another forever. It's Christmas in Dixie by Casey Lane, and here is the description. I really want a ring before subjecting Collins to my redneck relatives, so I'm relieved when he has to work over the holidays. All I want in a low-key Christmas in Alabama with my family. Well, that and the snow, and I believe is coming. My Christmas holidays ruined the moment Colin shows up in my mama's kitchen, escorted by my county sheriff ex-boyfriend. I can honestly say I haven't been this surprised since my cousin went to jail. Collins might be a successful surgeon in Atlanta, but I doubt he can last a few days in the small town of Wisteria, Alabama. However, if our love can withstand my gunslinging, hog-killing family, then I'm sure we're destined to be together. We just have to make it through Christmas. So this is also kind of like another Christmassy novella, and it's 223 pages. Magic Under the Mistletoe by Lucy Coleman, and here's the synopsis. It's December 23rd, and while everyone else is rushing home for the holidays, workaholic Leslie Oliver is dreading switching on her out of office for the festive season, and it seems her equally driven boss, Carrie Anderson, isn't relishing spending Christmas at his family's country estate either. So together they draft an unexpected Christmas contract. They'll spend half of the holidays with each other's families, pretending to be a couple. Lisa knows the insufferable good-looking Carrie will make her Christmas more bearable. But what happens after the last of the mince pies had been eaten? Lisa signed off on a sensible business agreement, but somewhere amongst the fairy lights and carols something seems to have changed. It seems there might just be some magic under the mistletoe this Christmas. The next recommendation is I'll Be Home for Christmas by Karen Clark. Now this is the third book in the Little French Calf. So here is the synopsis. Last Christmas, Nina gave away her heart only to have it broken, but this year at her family's cozy calf could she find a second chance at love with someone special under the mistletoe. Nina Bailey loves Christmas, except this year she doesn't, because it turns out that her husband-to-be has been cheating on her, and her beautiful wedding ceremony the snow is cancelled. She's not really in the mood to be jolly, sing carols, or go anywhere near gingerbread men. In fact, what Nina wants is to avoid the whole thing, so she's come to stay at her Aunt Dolly's cozy calf to nurse her broken heart. Nina is determined to get through Christmas with no tinsel, no fuss, and definitely no flirting. So when she arrives and meets infuriatingly handsome Ryan Sadler with his gorgeous forest green eyes, she is not best pleased, and when Nina overhears him making fun of her, she is furious. There might have been an incident with a koala onesie and a spilled bottle of milk, but that really wasn't her fault. So despite the spark between them and the fact that he can whip up a fabulous dinner faster than she can say Michelin star, romance and Christmas are off the menu this year. Fortunately, Aunt Dolly hasn't quite got the message, going to great lengths to provide a proper British Christmas for her beloved niece, a true home away from home, with sparkling lights adorning every wall and a tree to equal the Rockefeller centres, and yes, mistletoe above every doorway. Can Nina resist the magic of Christmas and stick to her no romance rule? The next book is A Bookshop Christmas by Rachel Burton, and here is the description. A snowstorm, a stranger, a spark, and it's Christmas. It should be the perfect start to the perfect love story, but real life is far messier and more complicated than in the pages of the books in Megan Taylor's family bookshop. The last few years have left this young widow in no doubt of that. Moving back home to York should have been a fresh start, but all it did was allow her to retreat from the world. When prize-winning author Xander Stone rams his supermarket trolley into her ankles and then trashes her taste in books, Megan is abruptly awoken from her self-imposed inhibination. It's time to start living again, and she's going to start by putting this arrogant, superior stranger in his place. Just as she's beginning to enjoy life again, the worst happens and Megan begins to wonder if she should have stayed hidden away, because it turns out that falling in love again is about more than just meeting under the mistletoe. The next book I'm going to recommend is Somebody Like Santa by Janet Daly. Now this is the fifth book in the Christmas Tree Ranch series. For Cooper Chapman, moving next door to his newlywed sister is in Brandon Iron, Texas, is the biggest gift he could ask for Christmas. The divorced single dad knows his troubled teenager son only needs the healing balm of big skies and family ties, but soon after settling into their new home, Trevor falls in with some wild friends and his new school, leaving Cooper leaning hard on youth counselor Jess Graver. With grace and wisdom, Jess soothes Cooper's worries over his son, even as the elusive beauty stirs romantic feelings to life. With the holiday growing closer, young Trevor finds an unexpected mentor in a local farmer, helping him build a horse-drawn sleigh for the Christmas parade. Now, the only thing that could make Cooper's new year brighter would be making warm-hearted Jess his own. But when he stumbles upon a secret from her past, it will take more than mistletoe to bring them back together and keep at his side for all the sweet seasons to come. The next book I'm going to recommend is The Road to Christmas by Sheila Roberts. Here is the synopsis. Michelle and Max are not planning on a happy holiday. Their marriage is in shambles and the D word has entered the vocabulary. But now their youngest daughter, Julia, wants everyone to come to her new house in Idaho for Christmas, and she's got the guest room all ready for Mom and Dad. Oh joy. Their other daughters, Audrey and Shyla, are driving up from California and hoping to meet a rancher for Audrey along the way. What they don't plan on is getting stranded on a ranch when the car breaks down. The ones with the shortest drive are Grandma and Grandpa, also known as Hazel and Warren. It's still a bit of a trek, and Hazel doesn't like the idea of driving all the way in the snow, but Warren knows they'll have no problem. They have a reliable car and snow tires and chains if they need them. They'll be fine. Surprises lie in the store for all three sets in intrepid travelers as they set out on three very different adventures, all leading to one memorable family Christmas. The next book I recommend is A Once Upon a Winter by Tilly Tennant. Snow is falling, Christmas Day is a full swing at Hannah Meadows' rural home, but the usual preparations for a turkey dinner with all the trimmings and lashing of festive booze and interrupted by an unexpected knock at the door, and there on the doorstep they find a handsome stranger with no memory of who he is or how he came to be there, begging for their help. So begins a winter like no other, one that turns all the lives upside down. For Hannah and her sister Gina, the stranger's arrival might herald the prospect of love and healing for the hurt caused by messy breakups. For Jess, Gina's teenage daughter, however, is signal dark times and discontent. There are new friends and enemies for them all, and a new outlook on the world. And when strangers' memories finally return, there is heartache too. If they can all weather the storm, happiness could be theirs. But storms this big can cause a lot of damage and chaos before they blow over. And the last book I'm going to recommend to you in this video is The Christmas Cake Calf by Sue Watson. Here is the synopsis. As the prosciutto chills and being crossed by grooms, Jen Barker just knows that her long-term boyfriend is about to propose, but instead of a diamond ring nestled in her champagne flute, Jen finds cold, flat rejection. Her once perfect life and dreams of a husband and family seems even further from reach. A working holiday to the Swiss Alps with her younger sister Jodie might not be the Christmas Jen had in mind, but it offers her the chance to recharge her batteries and recover from heartbreak. When Jen meets handsome ski instructor John Zutter, her hopes of a happy ever after seems within her grasp again. John is kind and gorgeous, and as they bond over Skirtor at the picturesque cafe, Jen thinks he might just be her perfect man, but a relationship with him comes with a catch, and there are some things even cake can't fix. As the snow falls and Christmas approaches, could this be a place that restores Jen Barker's faith in love? So this is kind of a shorter one. This is 258, but all the other books that I recommended to you in this video was kind of like around the 400-page mark. So yeah, that is the end of this video. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, please like and subscribe if you want. It's free, and hope to see you on my next video. Bye!